Hello, I'm Sarah Grady Ackerman. Margaret Cardillo has captured the formative years of one of Hollywood's greatest superstars in her book, Just Being Audrey. It's the 2011 Florida Book Awards Gold Medalist for Children's Literature. Margaret joins me now. Thank you so much for being here, and of course, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, well, wonderful. Now, you're a Florida native, and you're now working at University of Miami. That's right. So kind of talk to us about what it means to be recognized and honored by the Florida Book Awards.
Yes, I'm at University of Miami. I'm a student and I teach an undergrad class. And to be recognized by the Florida Book Awards, it was like a dream come true to get the message. I got an email about it late at night one night while I was writing.
Wow.
Which really gave me a nice boost for my writing night.
You couldn't go to sleep.
But yeah, I mean, Florida, I was born and raised in Florida. I left for school and then for my first job, and now I'm back in Miami. I was born in Naples, went to high school, and now I'm in Miami in Coconut Grove, which is the oldest section of Miami. And I'm absolutely a Florida girl. I mean, my environment has just defined every part of my creativity, and I love everything about it. And I think it's it's a state of contrasts. We have beaches and inland. Florida are totally different than each other, and rich and poor and all different walks of life. And I love the small townness of where I'm from in Naples, and the history of the Grove, and then the Everglades in between. I feel like it's just. There's a lot of stories to be told.
Yeah. Well, speaking of stories, one of the stories that you really wanted to share with Just Being Audrey, which I love the title, is about the life of Audrey Hepburn. How did you decide to write about her? And specifically, this book is geared towards children.
Right. Well, Audrey Hepburn, I've kind of been in love with her ever since I was 10 years old. My mom introduced me to her through the movie Roman Holiday. I had to dress up for one of our school assignments. I had to dress up like a character from history and give a report on their life. And my mom said to do Audrey Hepburn, who I'd never heard of. And we watched Roman Holiday, and it just started this, oh my gosh, forever and ever. I just wanted to be just like her. So I decided to, I became an editor, a children's book editor in New York, and I came up with the idea of a biography of her life. Her life is, it's really fascinating. She survived World War II in Holland, in Nazi-occupied Holland. And she kind of, rose up from that. They didn't have a lot of money, and she threw herself into, she wanted to be a ballerina. It didn't work out. She was too tall. But she rose out of that and became an actress, and we all know her amazing movie career. She's in some of Hollywood's best movies. And in that career, she really made a mark on history by her sense of style and her amazing personality and her warmth and kindness to everyone. And then what she did, which was really amazing, was after that she gave up her career to dedicate herself fully to UNICEF and traveling around the world. And helping children in need, and I think that's an amazing thing. She was one of the first people in Hollywood to do that, and what I loved about her was that she really used her fame for the right reasons, and she was one of the first people to really do that from Hollywood, and I thought that was an amazing story and a great lesson for children.
Exactly. I was just going to ask you about the lesson. What are some of the messages that you are able to convey through her life story? Right.
So I kind of came at it from that, look at what this famous person did with her fame to help others, and but in her life story there's really great messages for children that I think are really important. She was always kind to everyone, and that is evidenced not only in her later life but in her early life. When she was in World War II, in her house with 40 other people that had found refuge there, she tried to lift the spirits of everybody. She would put on dance recitals. She would ferry messages to the resistance troops in the woods and risk her life. I mean, she was amazing. She really was kind, and she saw the bigger picture. And so the message of kindness kind of goes throughout the book. And the other message that I love that comes out of this is she was always herself, and that's where the title comes from. She could just be Audrey. She could just be herself. And this was the time in Hollywood, with the big hair and the lots of makeup and the glamorous clothing. And Audrey, as we all know, is the opposite of that in many ways. She's very simple, very tailored, very little makeup, and she really just let her beauty come through. And
she stayed true to herself.
She stayed true to herself, exactly. She always did her own thing. That's the quote in the book, and it's very true. And and she made a huge impact on fashion and everything, and philanthropy then later with her life. So.
Well, you did your own thing, and it got you a nice medal. So congratulations again, and thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great. Yeah.
The Florida Book Awards are presented annually to recognize, honor, and celebrate the best Florida literature. The program is coordinated by the Florida State University Libraries and co-sponsored by these groups that promote books by and for all Floridians.